Yo, this is WSoul13 bringing you Raid Shadow Legends, and today we are going to be doing some benchmark testing on our NewGame Plus comps, right? So, this is what my usual, whatever you want to call this, what is this? This is my usual, Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team. There you go, that's what I wanted to say. And this is good enough to get me 2 key on Ultra Nightmare, right? So, how big of a downgrade is our F2P Trinity based comp? It's a big downgrade from that, obviously. Look at that, alright? So we are going to be taking the F2P Trinity, which is going to be Kale, War Maiden, Apothecary, right? So this Apothecary could be Haikatoon as well. The only thing is, you're going to have Haikatoon in a lifesteal set for this to work. Apothecary could be in all speed sets and this comp will still work. And then you need a decreased attack champ. So that is the mandatory minimum luck you will need to get this comp accomplished, is a decreased attack champ. I mean, some comps will still work without a decreased attack champ, but in order to 3 or 4 key Nightmare Clan Boss, it is very necessary to have a decreased attack champ. So our decreased attack champ for this comp will be Coffin Smasher, and then our carry champ is Valerie. So not quite the best carry champ, but 4 out of 5 are all free champs. I mean, Apothecary for some accounts is guaranteed to get, right? The people that just started their accounts, I think within a few months from right now, they were able to get Apothecary as a guaranteed champ, which is great. If you don't have Apothecary here, obviously Haikatoon will kind of work, but, she needs to be on lifesteal set, which kind of is a bummer, honestly. But it is what it is. That's just the way Clan Boss is when you start the game, right? For a lot of people, they're going to be doing Brutal instead. So let's take a look at my damage in Nightmare first before we go to my Brutal team. Where's that? So I'm right here at the bottom. There we go. WSoul13. And as you can see, it's very close to 3 key. Very, very close to 3 key. So this would be a 3 to 4 key-ish type team. Maybe a 5 key if you're really, really unlucky. So I did fight this against Magic Affinity. So maybe it'll do a little bit better against Void. I'm not sure. But it is a neutral affinity, right? So mostly Magic champs. So that's a neutral affinity. This Brutal run I did under Void Affinity. And I got very close to a 1 key. Not close enough. Not as close as the 3 key of the earlier run. But on Brutal, this is a 2 key on Brutal. For reals. Easy. Once you get decreased attack, I mean, it's impossible for you not to get a 2 key on Brutal, honestly. Once you get that decreased attack online, a 2 key on Brutal is a definite, right? Just running Kale, War Maiden, random champs, and decreased attack. You're good enough. That's good enough to get 2 key on Brutal. So, what is the point of doing this? The point of doing this is I just wanted to show you some baseline things we can do with the champs. And then what happens when you add champs to the mix, right? So we're going to be building over time. So obviously we want benchmarks, right? So if you want the minimum stats, okay, I have a video on my channel called the F2P Trinity Explained Boss Killer Build. So I think you can just type something like WSoul13 Boss Killer, and it'll bring up my Boss Killer build video, which is basically how to beat Minotaur Stage 15 with essentially 3 champs on your roster, right? The F2P Trinity only. This Kale. So your starter, War Maiden, and then your speed booster, which is Haikatoon or Apothecary, whichever one you have available to you. For most people, it's probably going to be Haikatoon, but Apothecary is also pretty good there, right? Yeah, so we gotta, and for those runs, alright, so, sorry. The reason why I brought that up is because if you looked at that video, I think I showed the stats there, and for those runs, they're built to beat just Minnow 15 and Dragon 16, maybe Dragon 16, And the reason why I say that is because the stat thresholds, right? So you're gonna need to have the 200 accuracy. You're gonna need to have 2K depth. You're gonna need to have 40K HP, 50K HP, you know, to really, really be able to get your comps to sing. It doesn't really matter if they're amazing champs or like, you know, the F2P Trinity, which is what everyone should be starting with, right? This is the reason why I am a big proponent of the F2P Trinity, because it allows you to have champs that have access to Dragon's 20, which is kind of like the gateway to getting the gear necessary to get you to compete in the other dungeons over time without having to have that great pull. So you can play like whatever, 4 to 6 months in, you should be able to get some decent progression before you even get Seal of the Drix. I'm going to show you right now exactly how that's possible, okay? So we're going to do some dragon runs, right? So first we're going to do, I don't know, 16 maybe? We'll do 16 first. I'm pretty sure this team can beat 16. Yeah, I mean, that's not even a question here if this team can beat 16 or not. But you never know. Maybe it can't. So, okay. So let's do without Apothecary first. Let's see how far we can go without Apothecary. Because my Apothecary is kind of built to be a solo champ. So it's kind of like an unfair advantage to bring Apothecary to the team, to be honest. So let's see here how it goes, okay? And then we'll see if we can actually beat Dragon's 20. But if you're able to farm Dragon 16, that should kind of be your gateway to be able to eventually farm Dragon's 20. The problem with Dragon's 20 is you're gonna need a more legit carry champ than Valerie, to be honest. So like what's his face? Coffin Smasher is not really a big deal here. I just put him here because I needed a 5th champ. Right? So yeah, Apothecary is probably better there in that spot. So Haikatun and Apothecary, not really that bad of a combo. You could definitely have some. You can have them be together on the team. By the way, guys, I know a lot of people think, oh, these videos are hecka long. And I'm like, why? Well, the reason why is I don't have time to edit, yo. If I had time to edit, these videos would be better. But the problem is I really don't have time to edit. So if you think these videos are long, now would be a great time to skip forward, right? Because this is literally nothing special. This is just showing off that a team of rares, or with Haikatun, whatever, the F2P Trinity, plus if you use my F2P Low Spender Team Building Guide, look that up on Reddit, F2P Low Spender Team Building Guide on Reddit by WSoul13, me. And I tell you how to build these teams with just 7 champs. So you need 7 champs and 7 roles filled. Actually, not even 7 champs, 7 roles filled. Because Kale kind of does 2 roles in one. He's your campaign farmer and your poisoner at the same time. So as you can see, Dragon 16 is easy breezy with a team like this. You don't even need to add anybody to this team. The bust through Dragon 16. So Dragon 16 is a great place to farm because you're at the 14 energy kind of like edge of the most loot you can get for 14 energy. And I think at Dragon 16 you stop getting bruised. I think that's the big thing about Dragon 16. So even though the loot is not particularly great, there's still some epic 4-star gear that might be good in your account later on. And I'm not even kidding about that. So let's see. This is probably crap. Yeah, but see, something like this earlier on the game. 4-star HP percentage chest might not be great, but it has speed in it. So you early in the game, this might be good enough. Might be good enough for you, right? So definitely earlier in the game, that would be a keep for me. That would definitely be a keep for me.